With the influence of white supremacy and hate crimes on the rise, the ABC Action News I-Team has been investigating crimes in Florida for a series we call The State of Hate.
Tonight, I-Team investigator Adam Walser looks into how one local organization is working to make a major difference, one person at a time.
I often say that we're running a race. Who's going to get to that person's ear first?
Florida Holocaust Museum Chairman Mike Eagle stands in front of a train car that was used to haul thousands of Jews to concentration and death camps. A child's ring found wedged between the boards is among the museum's 20,000 artifacts.
Horrible, horrible things happen. People were murdered just for who they were. It was a systematic genocide.
Eagle is concerned if we don't learn from history, history could repeat itself.
Statistics show that there is a relative form of increase in anti-Semitic activity and anti-Semitic behavior.
The Anti-Defamation League reported incidents targeting Florida's 650,000 Jewish residents were up 50% last year. For Eagle, it's personal. He carries photos of his grandparents, Holocaust survivors Henry Ferber and Stanley and Lucia Eagle, to remind him he owes his life to the kindness and bravery of strangers in Poland decades ago.
My grandparents were saved by non-Jewish people who didn't have to do what they did. They hid my grandparents. The people were ultimately arrested for it, were tortured for 6 weeks, but they wouldn't give up the whereabouts of my grandparents, and they were executed for what they did. I wouldn't be here without that.
The World Holocaust Remembrance Center has added the names of those brave people, Mikhail and Katarzyna Gorula, to the righteous among the nations list of those who helped Jews during World War II. The museum displays images of Nazi propaganda from the 1930s and 1940s as a warning.
The minute you learn what that is and what it stands for and the hate and the negativity that it stands for, most people say, you know, good Lord, I had no idea. I don't want to be part of that anymore.
But swastikas are increasingly turning up in Florida, on flyers, on flags at demonstrations, even tattooed on the neck of this skinhead arrested for beating a Jewish University of Central Florida student at a neo-Nazi demonstration in Orlando earlier this year. He tells the detective he doesn't know any Jewish people, but was turned against them in prison.
I go to pro-white movement. I go to anything that's pro-white. I go to see what it's about.
How do you reach somebody like that who's being indoctrinated with hate, while in prison or wherever it may be?
You do your best to penetrate your way in, again, through the education, saying, do you know what that is on your neck? Do you know what that means? Do you know what that stands for? Have you ever met someone who's Jewish before? I'm happy to introduce myself to you. Let's chat.
And while white supremacists use the internet and technology like live streaming on social media to spread hate,
we were at home for a while. The Germans came.
The Holocaust Museum is using technology too.
It's about all of us being the louder voice.
Offering virtual visits and even a chance to ask questions to a virtual Holocaust survivor, thanks to a new invention from Steven Spielberg.
This is Dimensions in Testimony. And this uses artificial intelligence to allow you to interact with a Holocaust survivor.
So I can ask her a question?
You can ask her just basically any question. There's over a week of interviews, intense interviews that are done with the survivors.
This survivor, a woman named Mary Wygotsky, who was born in Poland in 1925. Tell me about the Holocaust.
I was sent to a working camp in Riga, Latvia.
Mary survived 3 camps, moved to St. Petersburg, and was Eagle's kindergarten teacher, and now will teach future visitors to the museum forever.
They should know what happened in the past and learn from the past.
Eagle says just like the strangers who saved his grandparents, you can play a role in fighting hate.
There are so many little things you can do, and there are big things you can do, but the key is to take some form of action, just do something.
I'm I-Team investigator Adam Walser with photojournalist Matt McGlashan taking action for you.